There are a lot of reasons why salmon is one of the most healthy, versatile proteins we can enjoy. But whether you enjoy it raw in sushi, poached, or baked, salmon is also a sturdy fish that can stand up to freezing, broiling, grilling while still offering up a delicate and buttery texture if cooked via a gentler technique like sous vide. It's a fish that can be quickly cooked in a myriad of ways, and it's just as delicious thawed as if it were fresh. That said, salmon is also often misunderstood. There are quite a few myths and misconceptions surrounding it that may just get in the way of you enjoying this unique and flavorful fish to its fullest, most delicious potential. Here are the salmon myths you can truly disregard. When buying fish, most people look for things like color and an overall healthy appearance. After all, you wouldn't buy fish that looks pale, as many would assume that the fish is, therefore, bad. But what many people don't realize is that some salmon has color and food dyes added to it to make it look healthier and more vibrant. There's a misconception that the skin on salmon should be removed because it contains fat. While salmon's skin is indeed fatty, it contains healthy fat that can and should be consumed. There's an added benefit of eating the skin, too. The skin is one of the best parts of the fish, frankly. Not only is it delicious, but it crisps beautifully as well. Salmon skin will help to keep your fish moist while cooking and also serves as a great source of omega-3 fatty acids. The white stuff on salmon is bad. Because most people don't know what this quasi-mysterious white stuff is, it doesn't appear on your salmon at restaurants and can be unsightly. Whether cultivated or wild, baked or grilled, you will likely run into the issue of albumin, or the white stuff, appearing on your cooked fish. The white stuff, which is simply a natural part of the fish's body, is safe to eat. Why can't we eat zombie salmon? Salmon begin to deteriorate as they enter freshwater. Even before they spawn, many will be unfit to eat. Is it safe to eat salmon raw? High-fat fish like salmon or mackerel can actually handle freezing extremely well without any serious changes to taste. In Japan, all seafood is frozen in order to kill any parasites that may be in the flesh, even fish for amazingly high-quality sushi. Oily fish are extra delicious and extra healthy. As a general rule, oily fish are oily because they live in very cold water. For example, salmon are native to the North Pacific and Atlantic Oceans and the rivers that feed into them, all of which are freezing cold, even in summer. Extra fat protects oily fish from frigid temperatures so they don't freeze to death. It also happens to make them extra flavorful and nutritious. Salmon is also one of the few foods that naturally contain vitamin D, which your body needs to maintain a healthy immune system and absorb calcium for strong bones. Salmon live in fresh and salt water. Salmon are what's known as anadromous fish. Basically, salmon's habitat includes both fresh and salt water, and they've adapted to survive in both. Most fish can't do that. Their cells are used to a certain amount of salt in the water, and they just can't function outside the normal range. A salmon fresh from the ocean has about 4,500 calories, while a spawned-out salmon in September may only have half that many. Salmon do not eat once they re-enter freshwater. They are slowly starving, only surviving on stored body fat. That, combined with the tremendous energetic demands of spawning, lowers the total energy, calories, in each salmon over time. Salmon spawning areas are almost always adjacent to lakes. Sockeye salmon fry typically rear in lakes. Rivers between lakes are utilized heavily for spawning. Salmon are usually 3 to 5 years old when they return to spawn. A typical sockeye will spend 1 to 2 years in fresh water before migrating to sea and 2 to 3 years in the ocean before reversing the journey. Why do salmon go to the ocean instead of staying in freshwater year-round? There is more food in the ocean, so they grow much faster at sea than they do in freshwater. For most Pacific salmon, being anadromous, spawning in freshwater but spending most of their life in the ocean, seems to be the most successful survival and reproductive strategy. Anadromy allows these fish to grow faster and lay more eggs. Salmon possess amazing abilities to navigate long distances. In the ocean, they navigate by using magnetic cues, the position of the sun, and day length to find their way back. Remarkably, out in the ocean with no visible landmarks, millions of salmon know where they are to go, and when they need to leave to get there on time. Their freshwater migration is no less demanding and just as amazing. An adult salmon's ability to navigate a maze of lakes, rivers, and streams begins when they are fry and smolt. Juvenile salmon imprint on the unique chemical signatures of the waters that they reared in and migrated through to the ocean. Essentially, they smell the water on the way to the ocean. On the return migration, they use those same chemical cues to smell their way back to their natal stream. Why would all the salmon return and spawn in the same short time period? Two factors, water temperature and predation, may drive salmon to return en masse and spawn within a short period of time. Salmon only spawn during open water seasons, and the development rate of eggs and alevins, larval salmon, is directly related to water temperature. Higher water temperatures shorten incubation time. Colder water temperatures lengthen it. Sockeye salmon spawn in late summer and autumn when water temperatures are dropping, which helps to ensure that their eggs incubate over the optimal period of time. Predation may also influence the mass migration of salmon. Tens of thousands of fish can enter the Brooks River over a matter of hours or days, overwhelming the predators trying to eat them. Like a school of sardines chased by whales, there are simply too many salmon for all the bears to eat them. Running upstream in large numbers lowers the chance that any one salmon will get eaten before it spawns. These fish are playing the odds to their advantage.